Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Hub back in the video today, and today the Houston Texans had a huge night, and I'm here to talk about it. Will Anderson Jr. and C.J. Stroud have won the Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Tonight was the NFL Honors Show, and had a great time watching this. There was a lot of funny moments throughout the show. I thought Keegan Michael Kay did a great job hosting, his third time hosting. I really liked watching. I didn't watch the whole. I actually watched the whole thing tonight, which I actually forgot it was on tonight. But I didn't really watch a lot of last year when Kelly Clarkson hosted. I think I watched like the last 30 or 45 minutes, maybe probably last 30 minutes or so, because I remember I was watching for only 15 minutes before Dak Prescott won that Walter Payton of the Year award, and honestly, I thought this show was well made tonight. I thought Keegan Michael Kay did a great job hosting the show. I thought he was funny. I thought there were great jokes that he was making tonight. Not only that, but great night for our Houston Texans. C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. win Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. Second straight seasons that an offensive and defensive rookie set of offensive and defensive rookies on the same team win both awards. Last year, you saw Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson claim Offensive Rookie of the Year and Defensive Rookie of the Year for the New York Jets. And then this year, you see C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. claim those awards for the Texans. And I actually brought that up in August. I made a video. I think it was probably called Texans predictions, something like that. Maybe it was 2023 Texans predictions. I have no idea what it was called, but it was a video of me making predictions for the Texans in the season. We're talking about record, which the Texans way overachieved my record prediction. Game by game predictions. Who I thought would have good seasons for the Texans. Something I was really wrong about was Dameon Pierce. But the main thing I predicted, which came through for the Texans, was I predicted that C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. would win Offensive and Defensive Rookie of the Year. And looking back at it now, I remember talking when I did that video, and I remember I was more confident in Will Anderson Jr. I had some doubts about C.J. Stroud. No doubts that he wouldn't be good. I thought he had a lot of competition for that Offensive Rookie of the Year. I thought it'd be harder for C.J. Stroud. And honestly, I think with the competition Stroud had compared to Will Anderson Jr.'s competition, I might have been right. But I thought Stroud had harder competition than Will Anderson Jr. to win that award. I really think the only guy that was really stopping Will Anderson Jr. from winning that Defensive Rookie of the Year was Jalen Carter. I mean, hats off to Jalen Carter. He did a great job with the Eagles this year. He's going to be a stud and definitely was one of the steals of this draft. But the award was definitely meant to go to Will Anderson Jr. Let's talk about somebody who was snubbed. And I hate to see it, but D'Amico Ryan should have won Head Coach of the Year. You turn a team that is 3-13, and no hate to Kevin Stefanski because he is or Steven Stefanski, and I'm just kidding. If you watch the NFL Honors, the guy from I think he was on the This Is Us show. I'm not too sure about that. I don't know his name though. He and Tom Grossi, the Packers YouTuber, announced the Head Coach of the Head Coach of the Year award. And when he announced it, the guy from the This Is Us show, he said Steven Stefanski instead of Kevin. And Kevin Stefanski wasn't there. And then I loved what he said when he said that Kevin Stefanski wasn't there to take the award. He said neither Kevin or Steven are here tonight. But look, Kevin Stefanski has done a great job coaching that Browns team. They had one of the best, or probably the best defense in the NFL this year. I think the Ravens were pretty good, and so the Chiefs and Ravens defense were elite this year. But the Browns statistically were the best defense in the NFL, although the Ravens defense were elite this year. And the Cowboys and 49ers defenses were good too. But the Browns had the best defense in the league this year. The Browns even made the playoffs. They looked really good. And it was also the Browns' best season since since Stefanski has became the head coach. And not only that, but also this is a team that was filled with injuries. Deshaun Watson goes down. You also had Nick Chubb go out in week 2. So this was a team that was injured. And as a Texans fan, I know we had injuries throughout the season, but this was a team that was there was no team in the NFL that was more injured than the Cleveland Browns. So I think Stefanski is definitely well awarded that award. I think he deserves that award, but I think DeMeco deserves it more. This guy turned a 3-13 team into a 10-7 playoff team. This team looked like a disappointment the last 3 seasons before DeMeco joined here. And we can praise CJ Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. all day. I love the two of those guys. But the simple fact of it is that the Texans and CJ Stroud and Will Anderson Jr. are not where they are today if it's not for DeMeco Ryans. I still think CJ Stroud would be talented this season if DeMeco is not the coach, but I don't know. I think what DeMeco has brought for this team has changed, how good of a player he is. Also, Bobby Sloak wouldn't be here as the offensive coordinator if DeMeco wasn't here. I think Bobby Sloak has been great for CJ Stroud as the offensive coordinator. That's another thing, and has made some great play calls for him. Without DeMeco Ryans, the Texans are probably still lost as a franchise. I'm going to be completely honest. We would have been way better than we were the previous seasons before, but still would have been nowhere near to where we were this season without DeMeco Ryans. He turned a 3-13 team into a 10-7 team, and a team that looked like they could honestly potentially scare some teams in the playoffs. And they beat the best defense in the NFL in the playoffs, 45-14, the Cleveland Browns. The team that Kevin Stefanski coaches, he beat the team that has the coach of the year by 31 points in the playoffs. And then also made it to the divisional round after what the Texans had been through in the past seasons. I think he's well-deserved that award. I know all these players think so as well. We heard what Will Anderson Jr. thought about it. But let's go back to good things for the Texans tonight. If I haven't brought it up already, Andre Johnson is the first Houston Texan to be inducted to the Texans Hall of Fame. Congrats to Andre Johnson. There is nobody more deserving in this Houston Texans franchise of this award to become the first Houston Texan to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. J.J. Watt's debatable, but here's the thing. He's not eligible yet. He just retired last season. So out of all the Houston Texans players that would be eligible, obviously Andre Johnson is the best that there is. And he is one of the best one of the best players in this franchise, in the career of this franchise. JJ's probably is the best, but still he's not eligible. And once he is, he might be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We'll see. Maybe if not a first ballot, he'll probably get inducted his second or third time around. And I think for what he did for this season, 7-time Pro Bowler, two-time All-Pro, 7 seasons with 1,000 receiving yards, well deserved for Andre Johnson. And I don't know how it took this long for him to get in the Hall of Fame. So really happy for him, really happy for Stroud, really happy for Will Anderson Jr., and really disappointed that DeMeco Ryans was not announced the head coach of the year this season for tonight. And I thought that was a big mistake. But still, we can't take them all. We got Stroud, we got Anderson. That's great. I love that both of those guys won those awards. And then on top of that, we get Andre Johnson in the Hall of Fame, first Houston Texan ever inducted. It's a great night to be a Texans fan. That's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.